Back in 2007, Tim Ferriss wrote an amazing book called The 4-Hour Workweek, where he said, we can create a business where we work 4 hours a week and enjoy our lives. While in 2007, that might have seemed like a stretch, with tools like Zapier, it's becoming incredibly possible for you to create a business that literally automates without you. And today we're going to be taking you through the ins and outs of Zapier. Yes, we spent hours and hours and hours making mistakes so that you don't have to. So let's start off with a couple of key questions. What does Zapier do exactly? Zapier allows you to automate your life by two actions. The first is a trigger, and that is an action that gets a whole lot of other actions moving along. Next question, how much time does Zapier actually save you? Well, according to Zapier, within the first week of using it, you should be saving as much as 4 hours of your time a week. Could you imagine that? 4 hours of your hard-earned time every single week. How do I use Zapier exactly? That's what this tutorial is really about. How do you use it in a functional way? So first thing we're going to do is head over to the Zapier homepage and we're going to sign up. Now, the great thing about it is you can have a free account that gives you access to all kinds of functionality for up to about 2 weeks, which is fantastic. You can really get to know Zapier inside out and test out your automations that you're building. Automations in Zapier are called zaps. So first thing it's going to ask you to do is select a couple of the apps that you use on a day-to-day basis. This is very, very important because if you put down the entirety of the apps that consume your time, you'll get a whole lot more suggestions on how you can automate a lot of the processes that take a lot of your time. So before we even get started, it's going to bring you over to this page over here where you can create your own zap. Zapier has AI integration so that all you need to do is to explain what you want your automation to do and it'll populate it for you, which is absolutely fantastic. If you switch over to the classic view, it's going to bring you a whole lot of recommended automated zaps that are available to you that you can literally just copy and paste. These are the templates that you can use. Now, let's ask the important question. Is Zapier free to use? Yes, it is free to use for life. You don't have a lot of functionality if you don't have a paid account, but for free for life, that's pretty good. Now, let's head over to looking at how we are going to create our first automation. Now, it's important to be organized with your zaps, especially if you have a lot of them. So I would suggest creating a folder for the zaps that you are creating and naming that folder whatever you want to call it. We can call it lead generation, we can call it whatever. Now, Zapier really wants you to understand how everything works. So they're going to give you popular ways to use it, and they have a great resource bank with videos and tutorials that will explain just how to do everything. They'll also have a list of thousands and thousands of apps that integrate seamlessly into Zapier. And if you go to a specific app that you like, you can see the exact tools that integrate with it very well. You can also see some workflows. So it's pretty cool the way that they've done this to help you understand the functionality of Zapier. And Zapier has tons of functionality. The other thing that you'll have is access to a quiz where you can discover what kind of automations work for you. And all you need to do is follow the prompts and it'll then guide you to the correct databases of zaps that'll be beneficial to you, which is fantastic, right? Let's get started creating our own zaps right away. And we're going to start off with the first one, which is the Google Drive to Slack zap. Now, I do quite a bit of coaching and I have a lot of clients who upload files to a Google folder. I just don't know when they do this, right? So I want my team and I to receive a notification every time something is uploaded into these Google Drives. So I'm going to head over to the AI slot here and I'm going to say, hey, I want to create an automatic Slack message that is sent to my team when I upload a video to my Google Drive. So we've put that in, we generate it, and there you go. It immediately picks up what kind of integration we're looking for, and it's only got 2 steps. So this is great because I can maintain this on my free account and still get access to the same functionality even if I don't sign up for Zapier. A key point here is this. You can only create automations to accounts that you personally own. If your zaps are not working, it's probably because you put in an account that you don't possibly own, that you're just a team member in, and this will cause major upset for you. So use accounts that you personally own. Now I've gone ahead and done this. I'm going to try it out. And now I need to go through the steps. So the first thing that's going to happen is I need to choose an account. And this is where we link an account. If you haven't linked one, it'll go through the process of getting permission from Gmail or Google Drive or whatever the app is to allow you to do that. Once we've done that, we then need to choose a place in the drive. Now we can go looking for the specific location. And if we head over to custom over here, we grab that fine little URL that links through to our Google Drive. We can go ahead and paste that in and it'll recognize that specific place in the drive and take us through. Then we go continue with selected records. It's going to look for records. So it's going to A/B test. It's going to send some information back and forth. We just need to check it. It looks correct. And we go continue. Then we're going to link up our Slack account. And as you can see, we're going to agree and allow for the permissions. Then we need to pick a channel. Now you need to create a specific channel for this. But once you've done that, it'll embed all the correct data. And you can see there's a whole lot of different and really specific details that you can take in terms of scheduling at a specific time or putting in a thread name or whatever you want to do. You don't have to go to that much detail. In fact, you're about to see, I'm just going to put in some basic details. And as soon as I've done that, it's going to test the step. And when it's ready to publish, this is a great thing. It's going to tell you that it's active and it's going to be working within minutes. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go to my Google Drive and I'm going to upload a video over here. And there we go. Within less than a minute, I have a record to say that, hey, a new file has been uploaded to my Google Drive. Now I can go ahead and polish up how the naming conventions work, but overall, that took next to no time at all. And I have a notification. It's going to save me so much time constantly looking for these videos that are being uploaded. That's our first step. The second one is going to be integrating a Google form to send a message to Slack. Okay, so I'm going to create an automation here that shares information from my Google form to my Slack channel. So it creates the automation. I try it out. I go ahead and I link up my Google form. So I'm going to grab my form quickly and I'm going to test it out and see if it works, which I'm pretty happy with there. Then I'm going to go back to Zapier and I'm going to look at the trigger event. Now the trigger event is important because it's the initial action that gets all of this going. If this happens, then what's going to follow up with it? That's how the trigger works, right? I'm going to let the 90-day coaching form be the trigger, and then I'm going to test it out. It comes up with a couple of possible records. I'm going to refresh it and see if it picks up any more. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to pick the Slack channel. So again, link it through. Now it has a whole lot of this information. What I need to do now is put all the possible information that I want and link it up. What I don't want is to have all that information. So I just want literally the respondent's email so I know exactly who has filled in the form. I can do the rest. That'll save me a bunch of time. So I go ahead and I add in the fields that I want. I can change the bot name. And then I'm going to test out the step. And the cool thing about it is Zapier is going to then tell me, would you like to record this new version? So you can check your versions to see how many iterations you've made. Once I've done that, I'm going to test out the Zap and look at that. Comes across in no time at all. I have a reflection of the person who submitted the form. I tested it again a few minutes later with Snoop Dogg, and there you go. It already arrived. So this is going to save me time already, right? This is another important point that I want to mention here is that zaps from a Gmail account are limited. Back in 2019, Google changed privacy laws on Gmail accounts. So your Gmail account will work, but it is limited to certain functionality. So again, if you're trying to create zaps and they are not working, it could be because you're using a Gmail account. With your Gmail account, you'll see that there's a few integrations here that work really well, but just be aware that your Gmail account is going to be limited. That said, let's move on to our third zap, which is the Gmail to Google Tasks. So what I want to do is I want to get all of my emails to be listed in Google Task as a task that needs to be completed. Once again, AI does the hard work for me, and within seconds, all I need to do is link my accounts, test my triggers. And once I've done that, I link up to Google Tasks. give it access, link up, very importantly, my subject lines, as well as my body, link all of this data. Once I've done this, it's going to test it out, and it's going to tell me that my Zap is on. Now, I've tested this out, so I've linked it through, and look at that. Immediately, I have an email in my Google Tasks app that it reaches my phone. And what I love about this is that I can look at the email, I can add a date and a time to the task, which will go straight through to my calendar, which is pretty awesome. But this is the best part about it, right? Once I'm done, if I click on the box to say it's complete, it disappears, which I absolutely loved. I think this is going to save me so much time because I literally despise my inbox and see messages unread. Great stuff. So, is Zapier hard to learn? The answer here is not really. No, it's not. It's pretty functional, but the more automations you want to make, the more intricate your automations, you need to understand that there will be a learning curve and you'll need to take that into account, okay? Yes, there are tutorials, everything is available for you to learn, but just the fact that you don't have to code is not enough. You actually need to apply yourself to using the software. How much does Zapier cost? Well, they have a few pricing options, and there you go. You've got your free forever, which is a single step Zap, but if you want something that actually works, you're going to get for between $20 to $30 a month, you get 750 tasks each month that you can automate. If you're serious about this and you want to automate a course and you have hundreds of leads coming in, I would highly suggest using a professional plan or a team plan because you can get so much more done on those plans. And then looking at the functionality, with your free account, you only have a single step Zap, whereas with your starter and your professional packs, you have multi-step Zaps and you have access to unlimited apps, as well as the time updates, okay? You're looking at, for your free account, every 15 minutes, you'll get a notification, whereas the others, it's 2 minutes, 1 minute. So in no time at all, in real time, you'll get updates to your automations, which is fantastic, right? Are there alternatives to Zapier? Yes, there are. We're going to be exploring some of those alternatives and bringing them to you so that you can make informed choices about the automations that you are choosing. We hope that you've enjoyed this video. Remember that all the links that you will need will be in the description below. And if you have enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe for more content just like this.